Hey there, I'm Brittni Schroeder, and business and marketing are my jam. I'm here to walk you step by step through this crazy thing we call business. I'm a small town girl, chocolate eating, Diet Coke drinking mom, marketing guru, automation Jedi, and all around good time. This is your weekly dose of all things business and life, sprinkled with some fun. This is the Redefine Business Podcast. Welcome to another episode of Redefine Business Podcast. I'm excited to chat to you guys today about a topic that we don't really talk about enough. I posted the other day on my Instagram stories a question box, and I asked people, what are the challenges or the struggles that entrepreneurs have that people don't talk about? What are they? And it was so interesting, the responses, and so many of them I resonated with and I agreed with, and I've felt those same challenges. And so this just validated to me that this podcast had to happen because it's something that we need to talk about. The life of being an entrepreneur, a lot of times it paints this dreamy picture of freedom and wealth and success. We see the social media posts celebrating all these young millionaires and the exciting stories of startups that went from zero to hero. This life looks amazing. However, the truth of it behind the glitz and the glamour lies the grueling and oftentimes unspoken reality. And that is the hardships of being an entrepreneur. I'm going to dive into the lesser known challenges, the ones we don't talk about enough, that entrepreneurs face in our journey of success. The first one, and this was the most common response that I got when I asked the question on my Instagram, and that is loneliness and isolation. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey. While the idea of being your own boss, it seems like it would be appealing, but a lot of times it translates to long hours of just being by yourself, especially in the early stages of your business. You might find yourself working late into the night or missing out on social events or feeling isolated from friends and family who don't really understand the actual entrepreneur grind, right? So you feel isolated and lonely. The lack of a support system can lead to feelings of loneliness and stress. A lot of times we have to make these really tough decisions about our business, and we have to do it on our own. And we have to deal with the setbacks by ourselves and just navigate the uncertainty of the choices without the comfort of coworkers or a corporate safety net. And it can be a very lonely place to be. The next one that I think is something that we don't talk about enough is the financial uncertainty. Financial instability is one of the most significant and under-discussed hardships of entrepreneurship. I think a lot of times on social media, people, and we're all guilty of it, we make it look like life is just so great. I'm making all this money because that's how people get sales. Obviously, we know that. But while some entrepreneurs are striking gold early on, many face years of financial uncertainty and instability. It's an ebb and flow, like feast or famine, and it is a struggle. The dream of quick riches can quickly turn into a nightmare of dwindling savings, growing debts, and sleepless nights because you're constantly worried about when are you going to get paid again. It's just a constant hustle. Starting a business often requires significant investment, whether you're investing in equipment or like trainings or knowledge or websites, all of those things, they cost money. And there are no guarantees of immediate returns. Even if your business takes off, profits may be reinvested to fuel the growth. So it seems like it takes a while before you're really feeling, like financial freedom and security. And a lot of times this leaves you with very little personal income, especially in the beginning. This financial roller coaster, it can really strain your life, your personal life, your relationships, and it can lead to more anxiety and stress. Which brings me to the next thing is high levels of stress. It is very stressful. I'm not going to say that it's not, because it is. I mean, it's a roller coaster. The constant pressure to make your business succeed, the fear of failure, and the weight of responsibility can really take a toll on your mental and physical health. Many entrepreneurs find themselves dealing with anxiety, depression, and burnout. The stakes are high, and you really feel it when you are an entrepreneur. The failure rate of startups is so high. And when many businesses are folding, they fold within those first few years. And the constant risk can be emotionally draining. And it's a burden that many entrepreneurs carry silently, and we don't talk about it. The next one is long and unpredictable hours. I always chuckle when I hear it. I think it's like a sales gimmick that I will hear people say, but they'll say, oh, I'm making 6 figures, but I'm only working 20-hour work weeks. And I'm like, who are these unicorns? How does that happen? I mean, I haven't experienced it, so I don't know. But you're working long hours. The idea of being your own boss, it may give you this illusion of laid back work days and flexible schedules. In reality, entrepreneurs often work longer and more unpredictable hours than just a traditional employee. We can't ever leave our job at work because it's with us all the time. You're not just the CEO, you're also the accountant, the marketer, the customer support team, and everything in between. The level of responsibility can lead to chronic overwork, sleep deprivation, that's me right now, and unending feeling of being on call. Vacations become a rarity, and the boundary between work and personal life blurs, leading to a constant state of work-life imbalance. It is real. The struggle is real for sure. And that's why a lot of times I have to take vacations and just completely disconnect, or I have to force myself to disconnect sometimes. Okay, the next one is sacrificing personal life. Entrepreneurship, it often demands significant sacrifices in your personal life. While some entrepreneurs are celebrated for their dedication and passion, it often comes at a cost. Family gatherings, social events, and personal hobbies, they take a backseat when it comes to the demand of the business. I remember the other day I had gone to lunch and I had ridden with my sister, and we met my sister-in-law and my cousin and my mom. And we went to lunch, and I'd asked my sister, hey, how long are we going to be? And should I drive separately? She's like, oh, I don't know. No. And she kind of talked me into coming. We sat down, and it was 3 hours. We were at lunch for 3 hours. And I'm telling you, I was super stressed at an hour and a half. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much longer? I have stuff to do. And I remember just thinking gosh, why can't I just enjoy this time? Why, I'm constantly managing my time and thinking, oh, I have so much to do. I have so much to do. So sometimes maintaining relationships can be challenging, and many entrepreneurs struggle to find the time and energy to nurture their personal lives. This can take a toll on our relationships and can be huge to leading to strained marriages and relationships. So that is another one. That's a big one. The next one is handling failure and rejection. Failure and rejection are part of this entrepreneur journey, but they can be emotionally crushing. And I will say that some can handle this better than others. Whether you're being rejected you're pitching to somebody and you get rejected, a failed product launch, or a business that doesn't take off as planned, we are constantly facing these different disappointments. What's often overlooked is how sometimes entrepreneurs internalize these failures. It's not just about the external setbacks, it's the internal struggle of self-doubt and questioning our abilities and dealing with the fear of public embarrassment. All of these things, they really work on you. Learning to cope with and bounce back from failure is so crucial. Yet it's rarely discussed, and it's just an aspect of being an entrepreneur. The next one is legal and regulatory challenges. Navigating and understanding regulations and legal requirements can be such a headache and a huge cost for entrepreneurs. Whether it's registering your business, getting permits, dealing with intellectual property issues, or complying with tax laws, the legal aspect, it can be very overwhelming. And a lot of times we are forced to learn after something bad has happened. Like we might owe taxes, a huge amount of taxes, and we're like, gosh, I need to learn more about this. What am I missing? Or, like the legal part, something bad happens and you're like, why do I not have an LLC? It's usually after something bad happens that we're forced to actually implement and understand some of the laws and regulations. Legal battles and disputes can also be financially draining and emotionally taxing. Entrepreneurs often need to invest time and resources into legal matters that detract from their core business focus. Because, if we do not protect ourselves, sometimes that can really come back and bite us. The next one is the weight of responsibility. Being the captain of your own ship means you are responsible for every single aspect. And that means the success and that means the failure. This weight of responsibility can be really crushing at times. It's not just about making the right decisions. It's about making them quickly and confidently, even when the outcome is uncertain. The mental toll of carrying this responsibility can be really intense, and it's a burden. And a lot of entrepreneurs just grapple and struggle with this silently. The fear of letting down employees, investors, and customers, it can really be really paralyzing and overwhelming. The next one, and this is one that is so huge, and it's comparison. We're all really familiar with that quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy. And let me say that again, for those in the back, it is, really comparison is the thief of joy. And it's a struggle. And we live in this crazy world of social media where we're constantly seeing the success or the perception of success. And it's hard to not feel like we are just not it. We're just not doing enough, or we're not good enough, or why is this not working for me? The truth is we don't really ever know what's real, but it's still part of life. And we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. And it's a struggle. It's an emotional roller coaster being an entrepreneur. There are all these highs, when you have significant milestones or you get a big deal, but there's also those devastating lows when things don't go as planned. And the emotional ups and downs, it can be exhausting. It's really important that entrepreneurs develop resilience and coping strategies to navigate this emotional roller coaster. But this aspect of the journey, we just don't talk about it. And it's something so important, the mindset part of it. I think that I learned this aspect, not that many years ago, and I can't believe what a game changer it is for me. So with that being said, entrepreneurship, it offers the promise of independence and potential wealth. And it comes with a set of hardships and challenges that we don't discuss openly. There's the loneliness, the financial instability, the stress levels, the long hours, the personal sacrifices, the failure, the legal complexities, the weight of responsibility, all these ups and downs. It's just a part of the journey. It's really crucial to shed light on these hardships to provide more realistic balance and perspective of entrepreneurship. I think when we talk about these things more, it helps us because we know we're not alone. We know that something's not wrong with us, but this is how it is. It's supposed to be this way. And understanding and preparing for these challenges can help aspiring entrepreneurs make more informed decisions and develop that resilience so that they can weather the storm of the entrepreneur world. While the path of entrepreneurship is filled with hardship, it does also offer the opportunity for personal growth and innovation and the pursuit of our passions and visions. I think we all need these constant reminders that it's okay to feel frustrated and discouraged, but it's equally important to know that you are never, ever, ever alone. I hope you guys found this podcast helpful and informative. And I hope that you know that you are never alone. And, we are all in the trenches together. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Let's not stop the party here. Head on over to my Instagram or Facebook group, Redefine Your Business, and let me know your thoughts about today's show. I will see you again, same time, same place, next week.